Scary, nerve-wracking, intimidating, exciting.
Stressful and terrifying, but full of new opportunities.
Curious, stimulating, not boring.
Scary and unsure of how I'll get one, but I probably will.
We asked Cornell students how they feel when they hear the word career. Whether you're super excited about what's to come in a future career, or maybe a little bit apprehensive and nervous, or maybe a mix of both, it's still really hard to think about what you might want out of a future career.
We are Mindsight, team dedicated to help Cornell engineers live authentically. In this first video, we're going to address some of these feelings you might have surrounding a future career. We break down the ideal career into 3 pillars: your passion, day-to-day activities, and work-life balance.
Let's dive in. The big picture is you. We believe that career fulfillment is directly linked to authenticity. And one important way to do this is to always stay curious.
I came into college thinking, this is what I'm passionate about. I'm gonna expend all my energy on this. Since I've left school, I got to explore so many other avenues where that's not the only problem in the world.
You have to understand that it's not going to be your final job, but just understand that like you're getting your career to learn, and once you're like in the real world, you're going to meet new people, you're going to be exposed to so many different things.
Just don't worry about having like the traditional experience of like a few internships that lead directly into like a job. So I would say like follow what feels right for you, and it doesn't have to be what it should look like on paper. It can just be whatever it is for you.
One study that explored human engagement with work showed that those who find meaning in their work show increased motivation, individual performance, and personal satisfaction.
I'm passionate about helping people, and I normally like to do that by finding some sort of need or generating some sort of need and then bringing a vision to life so I can help people and also fulfill that desire to like do something new and start from scratch.
I had a friend after graduation who changed her job 3 times within 1 year. So after graduation, like you don't always have to run after those like big tech company jobs or just like, be afraid of accepting something. Just accept it, give it a try, but you don't always have to fall in love with it because you will find something that you fall in love with eventually.
Although exploration is important in itself, developing the connection between your authentic self through your passions guarantees you will enjoy some portion of the growth that your career enables.
I became really passionate about startups as a mechanism for solving some of those big problems I see in the world. So right now, a big passion of mine is helping startups grow and helping them realize their potential.
And then the other thing that I really love is really just like promoting like Black voices and Black talent and like underrepresented talent across everything that I do. And so I'm like one of the co-leads of our Black and Hispanic Alliance at work. And it's been just like super rewarding helping build up the recruiting function and build up talent within my company as well.
How many times have you gone to Handshake and scrolled through the drop-down menu and been completely overwhelmed? Definitely me too. Sometimes it's really hard to figure out what you're into or what you want to do. So sometimes there's no real formula to figuring it out besides just trying things out. There's no pressure to get it right the first time.
I interned at Goldman Sachs one summer. Then I decided that wasn't for me. And now I'm working in healthcare consulting.
While I was at school, I also worked for some startups on the side. Working for startups is so much fun. And I got to be sort of a research scientist and a head of hardware and use my engineering skills really firsthand.
I interned at Bank of America, I interned at Apple, Martha Stewart, and a couple of startups. It helped me define what I wanted and did not want out of my career.
A study of the class of 2018 showed that many engineering students went into engineering-heavy jobs, such as manufacturing and tech jobs. However, a lot of them also went into not very engineering-heavy jobs, such as education and finance. Just do what works for you and what feels right.
Stay really open-minded and don't necessarily, look left and right at what other people in your major are doing. Figure out really what drives you and what makes you excited. And you can find ways to pursue that goal no matter what your major is.
If you come up with an idea, you can find support at that company to pursue it. Like, you can steer the ship.
You don't have to like reach out to people who are like higher ups. You can just reach out to like your friends.
They always encourage me to like speak it more and like share my opinion, which I think is super valuable as somebody who is like brand new to the workforce. It makes me feel really valued.
Remember that whether you're an intern or a manager, whether you've been working there for 6 years or 6 months, your voice should be heard and is really important to the company. Now that we've talked a little bit about the day-to-day, let's talk about work-life balance.
As we go into industry after we graduate, we're going to live very different lives depending on which career we choose. For example, software engineers and process engineers are going to have the 9 to 5 typical work hours. Entrepreneurs and researchers, they have more freedom to build their work schedule around what they want to do. But it's important to remember that everyone thrives in different work environments and lifestyles. For example, Addison prefers to have a routine at the end of her day to relax.
I try to have a time every night. It's not 5 o'clock, but it's usually around 8 or 9 where I cut off all my work communications. And after that, I'm not looking at my work email. I'm not looking at my Slack. I'm in my off hours and trying to really respect those for myself.
On the other hand, Nikita prefers spontaneity over routines.
I love sporadic work schedules. I just love spontaneity. I'm not a big fan of routines. You can ask any of my friends or family. But like, for example, I just finished a workout because I was like, oh, I have 45 minutes. I can easily get a workout in. Let me just go ahead and do that right now.
It's so important to choose a career that will fit your work-life dynamic. Know when you work your best by finding your work-life rhythm. And remember, work-life balance and leaving time for yourself will maximize your productivity. Let's do a quick recap.
In the first pillar, we talked about the importance of connecting your authentic self with your passions.
Secondly, we talked about the day-to-day and how you should find something that works for you, which it doesn't have to be what works for anyone else.
And last but not least, don't forget to leave some time for pure fun.
Now we have a challenge for you. We want you to take one of your passions and put it up on our word cloud. And think about how you plan to keep this passion in your life. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay mindful.